How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is the second post 17 episode, or live stream, I should say. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. We are just taking care of a few last minute things, and then we will be rocking and rolling. Hope everybody's having a fantastic evening so far. It has been an amazing day today. Really have had a great day. Let's see. Whoops, wrong buttons. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Minimize that. Turn that on to live chat so I see everything as it comes through, and we ought to be good to go. Now we're just going to wait a few minutes and see who all joins us here tonight. Let's see. Yes, I need that. Okay. So I was not planning on doing a live stream today, but I came on here earlier today to see just what I had going on, hoping that I had some contracts. I'd be able to move on to episode 18 and kind of work on a few things, for an episode going forward. But unfortunately, I didn't have a lot in the ways of contracts. It's just mowing contracts that I have going on to here today. I've also got all the fields here I need to mow. So that's pretty much what we're going to be working on here tonight. But we're also going to be hanging out and having some fun. So all in all, I think that is a pretty good proposition to move forward with. So let's see. Let's give it 1 or 2 more minutes, and then we will get going. Oh, you know what? I need to double check something just real quick. Yes. Okay. Yep. Perfect. And let's see. Okay, so we've got our 4 fields that we need to mow here. We've got field 45 that needs mowing and 70 that needs to be mowed. So all of this needs to happen, and then we can move on to the next month. So not too bad. One of these contracts we got is a hay contract. The other is a silage contract. And that is pretty much it. That's all the contracts that we had available. I was really kind of shocked. We're in June, and we had 3 total contracts, but I went to accept all 3 of them, and one of them disappeared. So, unfortunately, we just have the 2 to work on. Not a huge deal, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and get going. So, if you're out there in the crowd, go ahead and give yourself a shout out. Let me know that you're out there, because unfortunately YouTube does not give me any sort of roll call or anything like that. So I have no idea if you're out there or not unless you say something. So go ahead and say hi in the chat, or say, well, pretty much say anything that's appropriate, and we can go from there. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and start on my farm here first. I'm going to mow everything around here. And then I'll move out to the contracts. Go over this field first. We're going to start with our cow field. Now, for those who are not familiar with my farm or this stream, I'll go ahead and show you what I do. So I have these 4 grass fields that I own. This one here is a field that is not associated to any animal pen. So this is my cow pasture, this is my sheep pasture, and this is my horse pasture. This one here I bought separately as its own standalone grass field. So because this is not associated to an animal pasture of any sort, this one is kind of my indicator field as to whether or not everything's going to be okay to mow. And as you can see, it is ready to harvest. It's in the first stage of ready to harvest, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just get it done and over with, because might as well. So let's go ahead and drop this down. go. Wait for these decks to lower. And then do a little fast farming, because why not? We are here on the stream, so things are not as strict as they are during the Let's Play itself. But like I said, today has been an absolutely fantastic day today. Today was my daughter's 2nd birthday today, so we had a lot of friends and family over to be able to, you know, celebrate, have some fun. My wife ended up making some cupcakes and a little cake for my daughter. We started by not giving her the cake, like not giving her the whole cake, we just gave her a little slice. And then eventually we were like, you know what, let's just give her the whole thing. It doesn't matter kind of thing. She's already like making a mess. It's just one of those who or what are we trying to save kind of thing. So we ended up giving her the whole thing, let her just kind of pick at it, and she ate, I mean, just a little bit. Mostly she ate frosting. That was the vast majority of what she did. But she absolutely loved it. She had a ball today. You know, she had all of her family come over and hang out, and we did gifts, and it was just a load of fun being able to hang out and watching her play with all of her new toys. And she's getting really good about putting sentences together, very small sentences, but she, you know, has started to respond to, you know, very specific questions that we ask her. So if we ask her, hey, how old are you, she'll go 2, you know, in her cute little voice, and it just melts your soul. Just one of those that to hear her little voice, you know, be so sweet. But afterwards, we ended up going out to the park. So I had mentioned the other day how we really wanted to do something kind of fun for her. We were thinking about renting her a little bounce house and doing all that stuff, but we decided not to because the weather was supposed to be rainy. It was supposed to rain all day today. It was supposed to just be a really crummy day. And it was until about 12 o'clock. And then as soon as 12 o'clock hit, the sun just started coming out. It, you know, got pretty decent temperature, maybe in the 70s-ish. It was just, you know, really nice out. And it was really kind of a bummer that, you know, we decided not to do the bounce house because it would have been absolutely perfect after 12 o'clock. But again, it is what it is. It's not, you know, the end of the world. And she still had an absolute ball. You know, we ended up, you know, we all just kind of sat around, played with her, and, you know, just had a good old time. It was nice. It was nice. Oh, really? I can't hire a worker in here? I thought I could hire a worker with this equipment. Huh. Weird. Oh well, not a big deal. We'll just, you know, do the work. And thankfully we can do the little fast farming, so we'll be able to get through this pretty quickly. So as you can see, we're just gonna whittle away at this field. And just like we've been doing, we're just going to take all this grass and load it into the chemistry set right over there, the little farm productions, and that's going to make hay, it's going to make silage, you know, the whole 9 yards. Let's see. So we are just rocking and rolling here, gonna get all this grass mowed, gonna do all the mowing first, then we're gonna just grab our baler, bale everything all at once, then grab the why am I blanking on what it's called? The trailer. There we go, the bale trailer. We'll go grab that, we'll pick up all the bales, and then we'll load everything in. So we'll kind of go a little methodical on this, you know. I think everything will work out very nicely in the end. There we go. I tell you what, this Krone mower is so nice because of the ability to fast farm. Being able to just slightly raise the deck up so it doesn't recognize the working speed, it is an absolute game changer. If you can get your hands on this specific set of equipment to be able to do your mowing contracts, or just doing mowing in general, it can really help speed things along. And as you can see, I'm going 20 plus miles an hour. You know, normally this is limited to what, I think 11 to 15 miles an hour, somewhere in that ballpark. And I mean, we're just rocking it. We're just rocking and rolling, getting through all of this. There we go. Pardon me. Darn. That was just a bit wider than what I actually was. Let's get those couple of tufts over here and then move on to the sheep pasture. There we go. Let's pick this up. Drop this down. Whew, we need to wash this thing bad. Holy smokes. This thing is filthy. There we go. Ooh. There we go. So yeah, we just got a whole bunch of mowing to do today. We've got to be able to get all this stuff picked up and sent off to the chemistry set there. And like I said, we're on our way to be able to fill up that chemistry set with just grass. I think it's got a capacity of maybe like 4 million. I mean, just a guess based on the size of the bars. If I had a PC version of this game to be able to know exactly how much was in there, that would be really cool. And that's something I wish that they would actually bring in for console players, to be able to just see the numeric values of what's in each one of the productions. And what I'm talking about is this. If we look at the productions themselves, you can see you have a number of what's in. Oh, crud. Well, that's a problem. Oh, man, I completely forgot this thing took straw. Shoot. So I've been making straw from this location here, and I thought I was sending it over to my pellets. But in reality, I'm sending some of it to make pellets, but I'm also sending it up here to make electricity and methane, which I guess that's okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and fire that up. I'll just let that kind of chug along, I guess. But it'd be nice to be able to see not just the amount that's actually in the production, but what the fill limit is as well. If we had those two values, it's such a game changer to know what you're kind of working towards. Um, and I know PC players have a mod to where they can actually see what the limit is. I just wish that was something that we had in console. And there's so many mods I wish that we had in console. I know I was saying this last night, that there's just so much stuff that we on consoles miss out on that it's just a real shame. It's a real shame because, you know, some of them I feel like could be brought to consoles. I mean, but that's just me and unfortunately my ignorance talking. I don't know any better whether or not it could actually happen or not. Might require a bit of code change from Giants or something along those lines. I don't know, but it would be nice to be able to see, you know, both the current number and fill level, like maximum fill level. That would be really slick. But at the end of the day, as I always say, it is what it is. It's like that scene from Grumpy Old Men. You can wish in one hand and poo in the other and see which one gets spilled first. Such a good movie. If anybody's out there and has not seen Grumpy Old Men or Grumpier Old Men, the sequel, oh, so good. Those movies are classics with Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon, both of which are no longer with us, but man, were they such great actors. They also did a movie even like long before that one came out. I think it kind of inspired Grumpy Old Men, but it was called, oh goodness, oh, I just had it and now I'm losing it. What was that movie called? The Odd Couple. The Odd Couple, that's what it was called. Oh, such a funny movie with Felix, was it Felix Unger? And it was played by Jack Lemmon, I believe, and Walter Matthau. I can't remember what his character's name was, but oh, such a good one. And it's when they were really young. Well, I shouldn't say really young, but younger. Jack Lemmon plays a man who's recently divorced or is recently left from a relationship, and he's having to move in with a friend of his who's an absolute just slob of a person. Real messy, doesn't take care of anything around his apartment, kind of thing. And Jack Lemmon is like this almost OCD level, like needs everything to be just so kind of thing. And they all kind of like really butt heads. Oh, such a good movie. Such a classic. Yeah, I forget when that movie came out, but it's old. It's definitely an older movie. And there we go. Now let's raise this up. Go over to the horse pasture. Let's go this way. There we go. Stop there. And open, or I should say close. Drop this down. I'm pretty certain I rode the horse already this month. Let me just double check. Riding 100%. Yep. Sweet. Let's go ahead and lower this down. With this mower, I tell you what, you can make some quick work. I remember when I first started on this map, I had the John Deere Batwing mower, and it felt like just doing the 3 fields that I had before I bought the 4th one took forever. Then I was working on the 4th field with that same mower, and it just felt like an absolute eternity. Well, then we ended up upgrading and getting the front and rear deck mowers for the, I think it was the Pottinger front and rear deck mowers, and that helped because it made a swath and all that stuff, and it was a little bit bigger and whatnot. But at the same time, I'm also using up one tractor to kind of go around and do the jobs and all that stuff. So it was just kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of limiting in its own way. It was faster, but still limiting. But then we got this, and just we ended up just really busting loose. Because this thing, and the one I have here, this one's actually modded. This has a rear hitch that actually works, so you can hook up pin hitch trailers, and certain balers can work on it, and it has a PTO, so balers actually connect to it and actually work properly. So you can do things in one pass. And I did try to do this all in one pass with the set of equipment I have, the baler and the bale stacker. Unfortunately, though, just was very unwieldy kind of thing. It just wasn't working out too well for me. A lot of it had to do because of the kind of windrowers and collectors that the baler has, and it just made it just a little bit difficult to kind of deal with. So in the end, I decided, you know what, not really worth trying to mow and bale all at the same time. I'd rather just kind of do the mowing and all that stuff kind of separately, and I'm a lot happier for it. I mean, as you can see, I mean, we're chugging along, getting through the mowing portion of this. We've got 3 out of the 4 fields done already, and we're getting ready to set our sights on the 4th and final field that we own before we start working on the contract fields. So we got 2 of those, and just I mean, we're doing really good. Like, this would have been, like, with the John Deere Batwing mower that we had, this would have been hours upon hours upon hours of work to do, and we're getting this done in what, we've been streaming now for 20 minutes, I think 20 minutes now, and we're almost done with our 3rd field. I mean, that's not too shabby. Oh, and I missed that chunk right there. Way to go, Dave. Let's get that little bit right there, and swoop. And now the last chunk. Perfect. Now let's get that last field. Oops, 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 oops. Come on, let's not trip on the finish line here. Let's see. Hey, David Buttersworth, how's it going? Hey, BDD, and hey, chat. I'll be here for about 30 to 40 minutes, and it's half 3 in the UK, and I have school run at 7. Wow, David, what are you doing, bud? Go to bed. I appreciate you stopping in and hanging out for a bit, but 3 o'clock and you have to be out and about at 7? Dude, come on, bud. Like I said, I greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate you stopping in, but wow. But you know what? I tell you what, I actually made a comment about something similar to this the other day, because we ended up streaming here, and basically, I had mentioned how much fun I was having doing YouTube and working the channel and doing all that stuff, and I was mentioning uh, how I'll sometimes stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning my time to be able to do stuff like this, and I won't be able to start until about, you know 9 o'clock at the absolute earliest, and that's when we put our daughter down. Is at 9 o'clock, and it's one of those where I stay up so late because I enjoy this so much. I have so much fun doing this, um, that it's worth the little extra tiredness and stuff to be able to come on, have some fun, to be able to record the Let's Plays, to be able to record the live streams like we do here, the tours, the updates, everything. Just so much fun hanging out with people. And like I said, David, like I said, greatly appreciate you coming out, hanging out with us here tonight. Like I said, hope you're having a fantastic night so far. I mean, 3 in the morning, it's, whew. Hope you have some strong coffee on the ready here in a few hours. Let's see. Love your content, bro, and I like you. Seem like an awesome guy and amazing dad. Hey, I really do appreciate that, David. Thank you so much. Um, I try. I certainly try. And I also try to be as authentic as possible here on the live streams. And wait a minute. Sorry, I just realized something. Why is it, did I not? Oh no, everything's fine. Okay, that's just the way it looks. Sorry, I noticed that big orange strip right there in the corner there, and just dawned on me. It's like, wait, why am I getting orange? I should be getting like all greens, or at least as green as possible. And I don't know if maybe I missed something or what, but no, it appears I got this field with fertilizer and lime, so it should be good. But no, like I was saying, it's one of those that I try to be as authentic and real as possible when it comes to the streams. I try not to hold anything back and just try to be who I am. So like I said, I really appreciate it that you stopped by and hung out with us for, even for 5 minutes. 3 o'clock in the morning, and you've got a school run at 7. It's like, hey, like I said, that really means something to me, like legitimately. This is not me just trying to blow smoke or anything. So greatly appreciate it. But so I was mentioning earlier how I ended up, it was my daughter's birthday today, and we ended up, after we hung out with the family and did everything there, we ended up taking her up to the park, and she's starting to get curious about other kids, specifically about other kids smaller than her. And it's really funny because she'll go walking up to them and be like, baby, baby, baby. Anyone who's smaller than her is baby, baby, baby. And we ended up going to the park, and she saw this little baby that was just kind of scooting around the jungle gym area there, and she walks up and she's like, baby, baby. And we're sitting there trying to let her interact, but also kind of being wary because she's 2, so she doesn't have like the concept or an understanding, and you also don't know how people are going to be nowadays. Ever since the whole pandemic, you don't know if people are okay with you just kind of walking up on them and letting your kid kind of touch their kid and all that stuff. I mean, there's some goofy stuff, goofy things people will do, and act like. So you kind of proceed with caution, kind of thing. Me personally, it's one of those that I don't worry about that kind of thing, but I try to be as understanding, is probably the best way I can put it, as possible with other people and how they may feel about things. So she had walked up to this little kid, and she's like trying to hand them like chunks of like wood chips, because the park that we took her to that has like wood chips all around the play equipment and all that, and she's trying to hand this little kid, like, couldn't have been maybe 1 years old. I mean, they were still crawling around, and like not even attempting to walk. So very, very young. And she's trying to hand them wood chips and whatnot, and trying to like actually feed them to the baby. And so we're like, I was like, no, don't do that. But she has no concept. Like, she doesn't understand. She's 2. And she just thinks that she's being nice and playing with the baby kind of thing. And the other thing is that my sister-in-law just recently had a kid, and he's 3, maybe going on 4 months old right now. So whenever they hang out, she's trying to become more curious about about him, and trying to figure out what's the story with this little person kind of thing, because she's an only child right now, and mama, she's working on number 2 at the moment. So it's one of those that she's just trying to learn all this stuff and come into her own, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. But she had an absolute blast, for her birthday, hanging out with the family, then going out to the park and hanging out with mommy and daddy. Just, it was good old time. Like I said, great day overall. Just, with a lot of split feelings. Like I said, I'm very proud, very happy that she's 2 and seeing her grow up and whatnot. But it's like 2 years. Like, where did this time go? It's just absolutely mind-blowing. Like, when people say, oh, they grow, whoa, easy. They grow up so fast. I've heard that a million times. Like, I've heard, it's like, oh, cherish this. They grow up so fast. And I didn't have that concept. I didn't understand until I started to think about, looking back. It's like, I remember carrying her home from the hospital. I remember she used to fit in the palm of my hand. And now she's so tall and so big that I have to use 2 hands when, like, laying her down and stuff like that. I can't just, do one-handed lay downs or anything like I used to be able to do. And it's like, oh man, like, now I get it. Now I understand what everybody was trying to tell me. What is that? That's not, what? That weeds? That can't be weeds. We weeded over here. I'm so confused. Okay, there's no weeds. But tell me those aren't weeds. Huh. Okay, I mean, whatever. It's not taking away any of my bonus or anything. It's giving me almost 100% expected yield. I mean, probably because the seed bed wasn't properly prepared or whatever. I mean, I bought these fields with product in them, so I didn't expect to get a full yield. But because I didn't have anything sprouted just yet, I was able to do the fertilizing and liming. So I know you're not supposed to do that stuff after it's already planted, but I mean, the game mechanics take it, so I'm okay with it. Oh, I love this little driveway. This little side road connecting to the main strip right here. Oh, love it. Love it. So glad I thought of doing it. It just saves so much time because you don't have to go so far out of the way to get to this lane over here. So now we're going to go to the contract fields. We're going to mow those, and then we're going to deliver the product separately. We're not going to convert this into hay. We're not going to convert it into silage. We're just going to keep it as grass bales as we've been doing up until this point and kind of go from there. Let's see. I think, yeah, if I make a left at this driveway, I think the field is just by that small farm right over here. Oh, no, whoo. Okay. Whew. Take a breath. Breathe. Okay. Let me see what you said there, David. David says, just playing FS22 myself on Northern Farm on console. Unfortunately, can't afford a PC, but would love to just for FS22. Oh man, 100%. I do have a PC. I think that's powerful enough to be able to play it, but I had a console long before um, I got that PC, and it was one of those like I just can't wrap my brain around. Yeah, like, I already spent the money on the console version of it. I just can't. I just can't. I just can't bring myself to spend the extra money to buy it for my PC and whatnot. And I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe it's just one of those like I've got it for my console. I just can't bring myself to say, okay, let's buy it for PC. And it's one of those that maybe one day uh, if my console goes bad or something along those lines, and I'm like, you know what, I've got a PC that'll run it. Let's go ahead and just make the transition kind of thing. Maybe one day I'll upgrade to it, because I mean there are a lot of things on the PC and Mac versions that I would love to have access to. I mean, outside of the whole like follow me mods and stuff like that, like those kind of mods of convenience kind of thing. Having access to 4X maps, I think would be spectacular. I think that'd be really cool. Um, Being able to play on those kind of massive maps and really kind of get into that immersion of that kind of world, and not having to worry about um, like slot limits and all that kind of stuff. I mean, thankfully with the newest version for FS22 on the latest consoles for Xbox One and PS5s, I mean, I have yet to even come close to having to worry about slot counts. Like, not once have I had to worry about it. So it's one of those, not a huge deal, but I would love to be able to just load up a whole bunch of mods onto my computer, a whole bunch of stuff to be able to be like, you know what, and not have to worry. Like, the thing I do have to worry about on console are the downloads, like all the things that are on the console itself, because you are limited, and I have filled up my Xbox quite a bit. I mean, I have to actively go through and delete mods all the time. It's like, I really haven't used that one in a while. Let's go ahead and just, delete it and save the room kind of thing. Like, that's a bummer. And I wish that, Xbox, because I think what had happened, if I remember what was going on, or at least what was told from Giant's perspective, is like they're only allowed to have X amount of the console space dedicated to their game, and that's when they kind of opened up to the I think it's 8,000 kilobytes or 8,000, whatever the expanded size, because they originally started with like 4,000. It was like half the size on consoles that was available to us, and then they got the go ahead from the Xbox and PlayStation 5s, or I should say Xbox and PlayStation manufacturers, to be like, yeah, go ahead, we'll give you the additional slot or the additional hard drive space kind of thing. But I wish Xbox and PS would be like, hey, you know what? If your players want to completely fill their hard drive with one game's worth of content kind of thing, let them. I mean, again, might be wishful thinking, might be, it might be just my complete ignorance. I might not, there might be a reason why Xbox and PlayStation don't allow us to have all that space. I don't know. I'm not a, engineer. I'm not a, a absolute behind the scenes tech guy of the consoles, so I can only just kind of speculate as to what it is I wish would happen and what reasons I can reasonably come up with to say, okay, well, maybe this is why they don't allow it kind of thing. I don't know. Let's see. So we are just about done with this field. I tell you what, I absolutely love this map. This is such a beautiful map, and it's one of those that when you come on and you see a map like this, when you see, like, there's one map in particular, and I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but I believe it's a Finnish map. It's either Finnish or it's somewhere in Scandinavia. I could be wrong about that, but it's just absolutely beautiful. It's mainly a forestry map. For the most part, a forestry map, but it is just absolutely gorgeous, the map. And it's just like, you see these kind of maps, you see this one here for Maypole Farm, or you see other maps, and it's like, I would love to see what inspired this, what, you know, kind of what like brought this into somebody's imagination to be able to make it into the game here, like see it firsthand kind of thing. And when I saw that map that I was referring to, like I said, I think it's either Finnish or it might be somewhere in Scandinavia. I'm not sure. I was like, yes, I want to go and see this. I want to go, kind of thing. And I'm not one for, you know, taking huge, you know, far off destination vacations kind of thing. You know, I'd much rather, you know, hunker down in a cabin out in the middle of the woods somewhere and, you know, just get close to a fire and just relax kind of thing. Get away from it all. But I mean, I guess I'm saying the same thing there is, you know, forestry map and not a whole lot of things around. So, guess that kind of all adds up. Let's see, I am just about done with this field here, and then I will catch up with the chat and what everyone's saying. Oh, actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to pause the stream real quick, and then I'll be right back. So sorry about that. Normally the pauses don't take that long. Excuse me. Uh, my wife and I, we have company over at the moment. We had pretty much her whole side of the family over for her sister's wedding. And when we have company over, we typically have to have our daughter in the same room as us, so we'll have to sleep her in the pack and play. Which way do I go from here? Looks like this way. So we normally have to sleep her in the pack and play to be able to, accommodate to have people over. Well, we normally keep all of our bed sheets and stuff in our closet, and we just have like a single like throw blanket over the top of our bed throughout the day kind of thing. Well, we had already put our daughter down at 9 o'clock, and my wife was getting ready to go to bed, and we realized, oh crud, we didn't take out any of our other blankets. So we were either going to have a super chilly night, or we had to very sneakily get the blankets out of our closet to be able to, sleep at least reasonably comfortable tonight. So yeah, that's what we ended up having to do, is basically sneak our way in and, get that done. Let me pull over here and check out the chat and see what everyone's saying so far. So we've got David says you should cause it just the settings for graphics and that adjusts the shaders and small animals all the time instead of certain maps on consoles. Yes. Excuse me. Got something caught in my throat. Yeah, 100%. That would be really cool to be able to have the ability to have like the animals and shader adjustments and all that stuff. Definitely would be really cool. Jody, hey bud, just saw you pop up there in the chat. How you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's see. David says things due to the GPU in consoles and some it can't handle it. I know on old Xbox, when you load the vehicles together more than 15 pallets of bags or a trailer, it lags out and starts jumping. Yes, and I think that's exactly right. It's just the limitations of consoles as opposed to the horsepower that the PCs and consoles can have. Let's see. David also says new Xboxes are a lot better, but still a bit of popping in the trees, which can be annoying. Yes, 100%. 100%. They are much better, but still limited. Jody says, hi, how was your day today? And good day. Awesome, bud. Glad to hear it. I am having a fantastic day. Like I mentioned yesterday, it's my daughter's birthday today, and we ended up having her birthday party. It was just a great day overall. Where am I going? How do I get there from here? No. Let's see. This is the field I need to be at. Oh, I need to go completely other direction. Pardon me. Let's see. What are you going to do on the farm? Well, right now, Jody, I am working on contracts. Got a couple of mowing contracts, as you can see, but I also started mowing the grass over at my farm. So it's one of those. Ooh, I think it's this way. So it's one of those that I'm just doing a whole bunch of mowing right now. I was really kind of thinking that I was going to have more in the ways of contracts at the start of this month, but was, to my surprise, lacking on any kind of contact or content regarding contracts. Like, literally just had 2. Well, actually, that's a lie. I had 3, but when I clicked on the third one, it disappeared. So one of those that, unfortunately, just this is what I've got. So I wasn't actually going to do a stream tonight. I was actually going to do the next episode, do episode 18. But that was all hinged on being able to have some contracts, some things outside of just spending money. Which, I mean, we're I've got some plans for the next episode, and I think that we're going to be spending quite a bit of money, but need to be able to do something other than just buy. So that's kind of where we're having the hang up. So you know, got to do what we got to do, as I tend to say. Sorry, I had to hit the mute button there real quick. Had to clear my throat. I've got a frog that set up residency or something. There we go. Let's get that little chunk right there. We go. But yeah, overall it was just an absolute fantastic day. Just absolutely loved seeing the little one just run around and have fun, play with the family. We had my wife's family come over. My dad, who lives on the property with us, he ended up coming out and hanging out with everybody. So yeah, it was mostly my wife's family and my father who all showed up. And yeah, it was just a good old time, just hanging out and just watching my daughter play with her new toys and whatnot. We ended up taking her to the park earlier and had some fun there. Some interesting experiences of her trying to feed other people's kids. But no, it was a good time. Good time. It's really funny too because she really loves the swings. She loves to go on swings. And I mean, with so much stuff that's at our local park there, we would think, oh, she's gonna go run around and play on the swing. She's gonna run around and play on the jungle gyms and, like the whole 9 yards. She's gonna go and play on this. No, 90% of the time that we're there, she wants to go and swing on swings. And it's funny that's what she wants to do. But it's one of those, we're not gonna like discourage her or say that she like, no, come on, sweetie, let's go play on the jungle gym. Let's go, down the slides. Let's do this. Let's do that. We basically, when we're there, she leads the show and she says, okay, and she'll just start walking to the next thing, and we'll follow her to the next thing, and she'll let us know like more, and she'll do the hand sign for more, and if she wants to do something else, she'll be like, all done, and she'll wave her hands for the sign of all done. And it's funny. It's just funny when you see kids and them finally kind of growing into their personality and seeing the things that they like, seeing the things they don't like, and just kind of watching them grow into their own person, like their own little being kind of thing. It's really cool. Again, something that nobody really told me, that when I was going to be a father, like, oh, this is the thing that's really cool to experience, is like watching them kind of come into their own. Like, people I think were like kind of saying that, in my circle of friends, like they were kind of hinting at that. It's like, oh, watching them grow up and watching the things they do, kind of thing. Like, you get kind of the generality, but specifically like watching them develop their personality and watching them like what kind of forms their interests, like that was really unexpected to be, not unexpected, but just unexpected in the ways of not realizing just how cool it would be to witness and be a part of that. Let's see, let me read the chat real quick and we'll go from there. So we've got let's see, Jody says, tell her for me happy birthday. Absolutely, Jody, I absolutely will. She's asleep right now, but I'll make sure that I tell her that in the morning. David says, happy birthday to your little girl, and hi, Jody, hope you're well, and the family too. Jody says, hi, David, love mowing grass in the game. Absolutely love mowing grass. It's one of the most profitable things that you can do. in the game. Like, it's very easy to make money doing mowing, so it's really cool to get it done, kind of thing. Especially when you can kind of figure out the little hints and tricks of getting things kind of situated. Like kind of like how I have here, how I have the chemistry set, as I keep referring to it, or the farm productions, where it's developing the grass, or I'm sorry, it's developing the hay, developing the silage, and I'm getting those kind of byproducts from it. That's really cool when you can get those kind of things on board. Let's see. Jody also says, I'm playing on the same map tonight. Oh, nice. Love this map. Such a good one. Jody says, you cherish the moments at the best times when little. Yes, absolutely. One of those that I was mentioning earlier, just how when people said, oh, they grow up so fast, they grow up so fast, you don't realize it. You don't understand it until you, whoa, easy, until you go through it yourself. Like, you understand it, like, conceptually, like, you understand what they're saying, but you don't really feel the impact. You really don't get an appreciation for it until you're living it, until you're going through it, and it's just absolutely wild. Like I said, she turned 2 today, and I remember vividly bringing her home from the hospital, her fitting in my hand, like I could carry around one arm, kind of thing, with no problem, kind of thing. I'd balance her with one arm, and I'd have another arm free to be able to do other things with, kind of thing. There's no way I could do that right now. No way. I mean, even if she stood perfectly still, she's just so big that I couldn't do it. I couldn't sustain her in one arm, kind of thing. I have to have 2 arms, and I have to, like, lock my arms together to be able to, hold her for an extended period of time, kind of thing. And it's funny, I got to thinking the other day, it was the term dad strength, and why that's a thing. And it dawned on me, it's like, oh, well, duh, it's all the calisthenics that you're doing holding your kid. Like, dad strength is a thing. And, like, you get that kind of upper arm strength, and I've noticed it in myself and how much stronger my arms are ever since my daughter was born, because I'm holding her all the time, and I'm holding her for an extended periods of time. And now that she's 2 and she's, getting bigger and heavier, kind of thing, it's one of those, like, holding her doesn't necessarily take effort, but it's like, there are times where I have to find positions that I can, like, lock my arms in to be able to, extend out the length at which I can hold her, kind of thing. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. But I realized just how much stronger my arms are in compared to, like, they were 2 years ago, before she was born. And it's absolutely wild to think, like, okay, well, that's where it comes from. Like, it's obvious. I mean, it made sense, once I started thinking about it. But just, yeah, dad strength. It's a thing. Oops. Let's bob and weave. There we go. We've got to clean this off. It's so dirty. Dirty mower. Let's see. We've got Eli says hi. Hey, Eli, how are you doing tonight? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. And Saskatchewan, hey, I had a fire in my... I had fire on my farm at FS1. Oh, you have the expansion, not the expansion, the, oh goodness, what is it called? The emergencies. Was it the emergency services pack or whatever they called it? I considered loading that onto my console. I was kicking around, humming and hawing about it because I figured, oh, that might make, some good Let's Play content. Oh, I volunteered for a fire department and all that stuff, da-da-da-da-da. And I got to thinking about it. It's like, you know what? No, I mean, it's like over 100 megabytes to download. It's really large. And I just can't justify taking up that amount of space for, maybe an episode or 2 of content. I don't know. It's just... like, unfortunately for us console players, we have to take those things into consideration. You know, can we justify, you know, loading something on, you know, to be able to, you know, to utilize the space that it would take up, kind of thing. Oh, I love this Veltra. This thing works so good. And it's part of the Veltra pack. Um, this particular one is the S series, so it's the Veltra pack has all the same Veltras that the base game has. This one in particular, though, is the only one that that pack has that is not part of the base game. It's like 400 plus horsepower. It's nice. It's really, really nice. Go ahead and lower this down. Like so. And then drop, turn up. Nope. Open. Turn on. Transport, or no, operations. There we go. And let me just double check the chat real quick, and then I will move on to this. So we've got, let's see, where was I? Oh, Jody says, my wife went to the doctor. They said everything's going good. Oh, Jody, fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that, bud. So glad to hear that. We actually have a doctor's appointment tomorrow with the high risk. So we're going to be heading out there. I mean, it's one of those that it's because of our age and all that stuff, and specifically because of the IVF pregnancy that we have to go to the high risk. No, drop that down. That we have to go to the high risk. So it's not like anything in particular. I know some people have been like, oh no, is everything okay? You going to a high risk? No, everything's fine. It's just, you know, standard procedures for our age and what we had to go through with IVF. So just everything's golden. So we'll see how everything's going, and I will certainly report how everything goes after tomorrow. Let's see. Eli says good, and I'm glad to hear that, bud. Fantastic. Jody says, how old is she now? So she just turned 2. My daughter just turned 2, so she just had a birthday today. Saskatchewan says, yeah. Eli says, if you do some videos with me, I'll do it, like, I'll download it. Yeah. Absolutely, bud. Like I said, it's one of those that, as of right now, I'm not doing a lot of, you know, play along content with people. Certainly would be interested in doing that when I get a more stable, more time dedicated to being able to do the channel and stuff like that. But we just got to keep growing the channel. We just got to keep, you know, progressing, kind of thing. Because like I said, I'm a full-time father, full-time husband, full-time worker, kind of thing. So all those things take priority. And like today, you know, I wasn't even planning on coming on to do a live stream. But it was one of those that it just kind of all worked out to where I had limited amount of contracts and just really couldn't do anything other than a live stream. So I basically sent out notifications about 15 minutes before I started and kind of went from there. So like I said, I'm absolutely interested in doing, doing recordings and doing farming with other people. That's definitely will be in the cards. Just unfortunately, just not right now. But we'll definitely keep you in mind, because I know you've mentioned it a few times and would definitely like to be able to, you know, to set something up, you know, going forward into the future. Let's see. Oops. Let's get that. There we go. Oop, beep. Drop that there. Let me catch up to the chat real quick. Let's see. We've got Saskatchewan says Valtra, good tractor. Yes. I mean, I personally know nothing about Valtras. Outside of, you know, are they oh goodness, they're not Swedish. They're European, but I cannot remember where they're exactly built out of, manufactured out of. Anyways, but But I mean, like I said, personally, I know nothing about them other than, it was somewhat fitting to the area here on the map. Something that at least would not be outside the realm of a possibility of being in Ireland, because that's where this map is based out of, is Ireland. So I figured it was at least in the ballpark kind of thing. And I'm not familiar with any specifically Irish agricultural tractor brands that are on this particular game. So one of those that they might exist. I was just not aware of them. Let's see. We've got Jody says, can't wait for the Super Bowl. Go 49ers. You know what, Jody? We were talking about that last night. How I know that you're super excited about the Niners being in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. And yeah, I'm gonna be rooting for you. But I'm really hoping that the Niners do good. Because I forget, was it Jay Meister yesterday? I forget who, or no, it might have been Saskatchewan, saying how you want the Niners to win because the Chiefs have had more than enough championships, kind of thing. I think it was you, Saskatchewan, if I'm not mistaken. Because yeah, that's right. Because we then got to talking about the Cowboys and how I watched that game with the Packers over at the Chili's that one night. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was you, Saskatchewan. Now that I'm kind of saying this stuff out loud. Let's see. We've got, let's see. Eric says, what's up? Eric, how you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. Let's see. I didn't like the rescue pack. That's what it was called, the rescue pack. And didn't make sense for the game. Yeah, 100% with you there. It's one of those, for somebody like myself, it can kind of add that next level of immersion kind of thing, or at least a good storytelling element. But just one of those, I couldn't justify the download. I couldn't justify over 100 megabytes worth of space for for contracts, because essentially that's what it was. It was like contract extensions kind of thing. But I wish, now that we kind of know that, hey, there's contract extensions with mods and stuff, I really wish they would have came out with other kinds of modded contracts that we could do. Stone picking contracts would have been amazing. Stone picking being one of the new functions of FS22, and it's not a part of the contracts anywhere. At least I've never gotten a stone picking contract, in my entire time of playing FS22. So it's one of those, if it exists, if stone picking contracts are actually a thing, I've never gotten one. Not once has it come up. And and it's one of those where that would have been a perfect opportunity to do it, kind of thing. Obviously they can add it. They can add, contracts. That's all been proven in the rescue pack. Maybe bring back transporting contracts like what we had in FS19. That would be cool. I actually kind of missed those. To be honest. To a certain degree, sometimes it wouldn't necessarily make sense to do a transported contract, unless you were taking stuff from your farm and moving it out to a certain place. Maybe that could be a modified version of the transport contracts, is hey, you have to deliver X amount of product that you have in storage that we they calculate, hey, we see that you have 10,000 liters of wheat in your silo. You have to take it to X location and you get, X amount for the transport and you get paid for the wheat, kind of thing. I think that would kind of be a cool contract, or kind of a cool concept, is force us to decide, hey, you've got product, let us try and utilize it for you, kind of thing. I think that'd be kind of cool. Hey, maybe a concept for FS25. I don't know. What do y'all think? You think that would be something worth doing? Is bringing back the transport contracts, but kind of have it hinged around the product that you have on hand, rather than taking from the restaurant needs you to deliver you know pallet A to destination B. Have it all hinged around you personally. That would make more sense. Let's see. Let's drop that off. Let's lift this up. And I'll continue to read into the chat and see what everyone's saying up until this point. Let's open that up. Let's see. Eric just subscribed to the channel. Eric, thank you so much for subscribing. I greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and drop this down. Let me catch up with what everyone's saying so far. So, we've got Jody also says Case Magnum is my favorite tractor. You know what, bud? I'm right there with you. I definitely like me some Cases. Actually, I fell in love with Case tractors because my father, he used to be a heavy equipment mechanic for a construction company up in Michigan, and he used to work on like the massive like excavators and backhoes and just all the construction equipment you'd see going around there. And at the time they had a ton of the like commercial Case equipment, the bright yellow construction equipment and whatnot. And my dad one time took me up to his job, to one of his sites that was not too far from where we lived, and showed me all the equipment that they used and all that stuff. And it's like, it was from that moment I was like, you know what, I like Case. And it was really nothing other than that. Like I said, I don't have any like major like experiences with the tractors themselves, with as opposed to like a John Deere or as opposed to any other manufacturer in the US here. But yeah, it was just kind of that experience that really kind of cemented it for me. It was just kind of a fond memory kind of thing. But yeah, I remember my dad, we ended up going to one of the quarries that they worked out of, and we ended up doing some target practicing down in the quarry, because I mean, you're down hundreds upon hundreds of feet down in this excavated area where there's no possibility of any shots going rogue unless you're being stupid and shooting into the air kind of thing. And yeah, we ended up going to the construction site, and we were just sitting there just doing target practice, and it was again tons and tons of fun kind of thing. And it was one of those, my dad was good friends with the owner kind of thing, so he would offer for us to go out there and go out there and do stuff like that all the time. We end up meeting at the owner up there, and we bring all of our fun toys, and had a good old time. I mean, this was, God, I think I was maybe 16, maybe 15 at the time. So it was well over 20 years ago when we did this. Let's see. Let me catch up with the chat just real quick. So we've got let's see. Jody says, let me know how everything goes tomorrow. Absolutely, bud. We'll absolutely let you know. And how many followers you got on the channel? So I am rapidly approaching 1,300 subscribers. 1,300. It just completely takes my breath away every single day that I come and check out the channel and check out all the statistics and whatnot. Because the one cool thing I will say that YouTube does for its creators is that they really give you so many metrics to kind of gauge and try and understand your audience and all that stuff. and I'm a real data hound. Like I really dive into data and try to understand and figure out how things work, kind of thing. And it's one of those that every day that I come on here and I check out, okay, how's the channel do yesterday as compared to any other time and all that. And like I said, it's blows me away every single time, seeing the channel growing, doing as well as it's doing. 13, almost 1,300 subscribers, like I said, is just, it's fantastic. And like I said, thank you all so very, very much. I was saying it earlier to David, I'll say it all to you right now. I greatly appreciate every single one of you, every single person that hit the subscribe button, every single person that engages in the channel. It's really special. It's really, really special to me. And like I said, I'm not saying this just to kind of blow rainbows and whatnot. Just one of those kind of being 100% honest and sincere. Let's see, we're just about done with this field, and then we will go to the horse pasture, but I will continue to try and catch up with the chat, because I keep saying, oh, I'm going to catch up with the chat, I'm going to catch up with it, and then I just kind of, trail off in my own little commentary. There we go. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's turn that off. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I meant to turn the baler off. All right, now let's catch up with the chat for real this time. Let's see. Jody says, I love to play on the same farm where my buddy. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, because like I said, I really absolutely love this map. It's a fantastic map. I was saying earlier how there are certain maps out there, when you play on them, when you get to experience the gameplay on them, they make you want to actually be a part of where it's actually inspired. Like, me being on this map makes me want to go to Ireland and actually take it in and experience it for myself. And I'm not a person who is big on traveling, especially long distances, going overseas or anything like that. Like, I've never been to Europe. I've never been to any other country outside of the United States other than Canada. And that was back when I was like 18, 19. It went to Canada. I actually, that's not true. That's not true. I've been on a cruise a couple of times with my wife, and we've been down to the Caribbean and stuff like that. So I have been to other countries, just not like actually flown there to like a destination kind of thing. But it's one of those where I'm at my happiest out in the middle of nowhere kind of thing. I want to be secluded out in the middle of nowhere with a cabin with my closest family and friends kind of thing. That's my slice of heaven. There we go. Let's see what else we got going on here. We got, let's see, Eric says, I'm doing good, just trying to find some players to play farming with. LOL. Some I'm trying to find the right people to play farming with, forestry and lawn care for fun. Well, Eric, I greatly appreciate you hopping by. Unfortunately, right now we're not doing. I was telling Ian earlier. I'm sorry, Ian. Eli earlier that that we're not doing a whole bunch of like live streaming with others at the moment. Just because my time is extremely limited as to what I can and can't do. And my schedule is, very, very limited as well, because I'm a full-time father, full-time husband, full-time worker kind of thing. But absolutely feel free to hang out with the channel and, ask around if anybody wants to join, and, feel free to talk amongst yourselves. And let's drop that. Nope. Helps if I'm on the right piece of equipment. There we go. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves and try and set something up. It certainly doesn't hurt my feelings. There we go. And now, let's see. got... Let's see. Jody says, the 49ers are one of the greatest franchises of history in the NHL. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, Lumberyard Shipping. Huh, what are they taking? Curiouser and curiouser. Oh, cotton. Cotton's up. Okay, well, I don't think there's a single field on this whole map that has cotton in it. Nope. So that's kind of a one that they're going to be hanging out with for a long time. Oh yeah, I mean the Niners. I remember the Niners from like back in like the Jerry Rice and Steve Young days. You know, that was like the dynasty like kind of team. You know, and I'm not familiar if they won a whole bunch of championships with that, you know, particular combination of players or anything like that. You know, like I said, I'm not a huge NFL fan personally. I was more invested when the Lions were in it, just because, hey, that's the kind of home state team, and you know, seeing a team that has never made it to this, never made a Super Bowl, never won a Super Bowl. I thought would have been nice, kind of thing, kind of a, you know, underdog story, but one of those where not gonna, you know, be like, all right, let's go Lions, let's go, you know, kind of rah 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 kind of thing. It's like, it would be cool, but you know, it was what it was, kind of thing. And certainly with their track record, not unexpected, unfortunately. Let's see. And then we've got Jody also says, I heard there might stone picking contracts in FS25. Oh, okay, nice. That would be cool. That would be nice. I think stone picking contracts. I would also like to see them, you know, implement the full-time utilization of the contracts that we had on Silver Run. That would be really nice. You know, the forestry transport for the logs. That would be cool on all maps, not just on like Giants maps, but all of them. Also would be cool to have like rock breaking. That would be really nice. What else? I think those are the two kind of contracts that they added in kind of, you know, for that particular map. But I'd also like to see them be able to utilize the what is it called? The production system, like what they had for the roller coaster and the boat building on Silver Run, and I think it's a piano building on Zelonka, as a kind of standalone for modders to be able to do their own thing. I think that would be absolutely fantastic, to give modders the ability to make their own productions where you would be able to actually utilize and see things built in real time. That would be really slick, in my opinion. Because then I could see like the production chains kind of turning into that, to where instead of, you know, we deliver goods to a location and then eventually a pallet appears, you would actually see the materials being built over time, kind of thing. I think that would be a much better way to go. Ooh, okay, well, my bale was stolen. You know, it'd probably be a good idea if I just turned off the baler so I can get up to speed, eh? Let's do that. Now let's go ahead and... there we go. Let's see. Jody says, congratulations on 1,300 subscribers. Thank you, bud. I appreciate it. One of those, I don't think we've hit 1,300 just yet, but we're really close. I think, as a matter of fact, I think Eric would be 1295, I think? Question mark, question mark? I'm not quite sure, but we're getting there. We're getting very, very close. And like I said, I'm so thrilled. I am absolutely thrilled. Um, like I said, it's one of those where you start a YouTube channel, you start something like this. You don't know if you're going to be any good at it. You don't know if you're going to find your audience. Like you just there's so many things. You start out at ground zero, literally. When you start a channel like this, and it's one of those that I kept at it, kept expanding the content, expanding my comfort zones, to, like I said, I wasn't going to ever do live streams like this. I was only going to do let's plays, map tours, and map updates kind of thing, and wasn't even going to do map updates. Map updates kind of just fell into my lap. I was just kind of jumping around on YouTube one day and looking at other people's content and realizing there's not really a lot of people who dedicate any time to the updates, like especially to put into any great detail. Like you've got like DJ Goham who will sit there and quickly read the changelog kind of thing, but not go into any like real detail for the most part. Like maybe if there's something like really huge with an update, like something that's very, very like game changing, I've seen him go and do things like that to be able to show like those kind of huge game changers. But nobody, as far as I'm aware, really was doing much in the way of like in-depth kind of content regarding the updates. And that's one of the biggest things that I get the most compliments on is people reaching out and saying, hey, love that you're doing the content for updates. Not a lot of people are doing that kind of thing, which is fantastic. I like that I'm doing something that's providing, value. So, like I said, it's great to see that, I'm finding, finding people who are enjoying the content, that are enjoying themselves, that are liking, coming on, hanging out, and just having fun. As I say very often, that's what these streams are made for, is to come out, have some fun, hang out, and just talk about whatever we want to talk about kind of thing. One day we can be talking about, hey, my daughter just turned 2 today. Next day we can be talking about something completely different, and none of it necessarily has to be related to Farming Simulator kind of thing. We all come together because of Farming Simulator. That's what kind of drives us here, and we all just come together because we all have similar interests, and it all starts with this game. It's fantastic. I love it. Love it. Let's see. We've got Jody says, I love to go to France for a vacation. That would be one heck of a vacation. I have a friend who, she went to France, and she's more like wanting to kind of go to that level. The one place that I've always said that if I ever had the opportunity to go, simply because I'm a big history buff, and I like to read about history and just all of its various things. But where I really took a big interest in back in college was like Greek and Roman mythology, and that's the one thing I always said I would love to be able to do, is to go to like go to Italy, go to Greece, and to kind of see the architecture. There was a class I took back in college, and it was basically it was an architecture course, but it was a I don't want to say it was an introductory to architecture, because it wasn't. It was basically a almost like an architecture appreciation kind of thing. So we did like all sorts of different like builders, like what was it, Frank Lloyd Wright, and we would do like certain areas across the world. And eventually we got to areas in Italy and France and Greece and all that stuff. It was really cool to see places like the Colosseum and oh goodness, why can't I think of it? The Parthenon, the Pantheon, all those various places that that would be just I just think they would be really cool to see. And why did I come out all the way over here? Hi, it's because I'm flapping my lips and not paying attention to where I'm going. Oh well, we can take the old way, the old school way, and not go through the cow field. That's okay. Let's see. I think I make a right. Yeah, because there's a little farm right there. Oh my goodness, what happened there? All right, let's get up here and I'll continue to read the chat and see what everyone's saying, because I keep trailing off and I keep saying, oh, I'm going to catch up with y'all. I'm going to catch up. And I get like 2 or 3 comments in and then just kind of trail off into my own little world. Let's see. So Eli says, I'll play with you. Like I said, Eli, one of these days, I will absolutely take anybody and everybody up on that offer. But like I said, it's one of those that right now I'm so in and out of when I can do certain things that it's never going to be consistent kind of thing. So I don't have like a dedicated schedule to be able to say, okay, well, meet me here at 9 o'clock and I'll be on to to do that. One of these days, I hope that the channel gets to the point to where, yeah, I can, kind of peel away a little bit of time and dedicate more time to, to the channel kind of thing. That would be an amazing thing. But we're just not there yet. We're not there yet. One day, I'll put it to you this way. I'm going to keep putting in the effort, putting in the work to get us there. And hopefully one day we can. Hopefully one day we can get there and we'll be able to hop on together and do this. I would love to. I'd love to be able to do it. Like I said, right now is just not the time. And I hope you can understand. I hope you can understand that. Like I said, I'm not trying to blow you off or anything like that, because I know that you mentioned a few times that you'd love to be able to hop on and play together. I would love it too. I really would. Oops, come on. Power through. Haha, got it. Tell you what, it's that 400 horsepower. I think it's actually more than that. I think it's like 4 and change, maybe. Large tractor. 405. It's that 405 horsepower Valtra. The beast. There we go. So we've got almost all of these all bailed up. We're really close. Let's see. Jody says, I'm trying to learn how to set up multiplayer in Farming Simulator. So I've done it before. Like I've done like multiplayer games before. For anybody who's familiar with my content, I've done 2 multiplayer games. And it wasn't with like a whole bunch of people. It's been with like personal friends and whatnot who I've been able to like coordinate and actually like get on their schedule, get my schedule, and kind of go from there. And it's been very specific circumstances where like my wife and daughter were out and about one day, and I was able to hop on with them because I knew that they were going to be gone and I knew I had some free time kind of thing. So it's just like I said, it's just one of those that I wish that I had more of a concrete schedule to be able to dedicate to doing things like that, because I think that'd be fantastic. It'd be another way to be able to hang out and engage with everybody, kind of thing. I think it'd be fantastic. Could set up an entire series on kind of multiplayer um, gameplay kind of thing. I think that'd be really fun. Nope, come on, pop out. There we go. Like I said, one of these days, you know, if everything works out and we continue to grow it how we're growing, and I tell you what, that's the one thing that's really like mind blowing to me is the good consistent growth that this channel continues to experience. Um, there's very rare times where we're not growing, kind of thing. It's very rare that we're not at least gaining, a couple of subs here and a couple of subs there, kind of thing. And I'm very happy with that. I'm extremely happy with, that slow, constant and steady growth, kind of thing. As long as we're still growing, as long as we're still, finding new people, it's amazing. It's fantastic. Let's see. Got where was I? Oh, there we go. Eli says, no, I was talking about the. Oh, I'm sorry, Eli. My bad. I was talking about the person. Was seeing if anybody would be willing to play with them. Yes, you're talking about Eric. Saskatchewan says, can I join you sometime, BDD? Yeah, absolutely, Saskatchewan. Like I said, it's one of those, when we get to that point where we can start dedicating the time to, expand our expand our role here on the channel, then I'll absolutely take on people to come onto the farms and hang out and do the work. I would absolutely love to do that. But like I said, right now it's just not the time because of how inconsistent things are. Like I said, I wasn't planning on hopping on tonight. It just kind of happened that way, and on top of that, it was one of those where, with the way that the Let's Plays and the live streams are structured, I bounce around from being able to, one day being on, the actual Let's Play series, and then the next day or two I may have time to dedicate towards doing live streams and all that, and it's all hinged on whether or not Giants releases any new content from map tours or map updates. Like I said, it's all just, it's so up in the air that I don't want to get people on board with saying, oh yeah, we're gonna be here at this time at this place, and then all of a sudden something changes, something gets thrown for a loop, and then I have to disappoint people, kind of thing. Because that's something that I don't want to have happen. Is my where am I going? Is it this way? Yeah, this way, I think. My personal schedule and being a husband, being a father, being a full-time worker, doing all that stuff, I don't want all that to kind of get in the way of saying, hey, let's all meet up at this time to do this job or this thing for the farm and all that, and then all of a sudden I'm having to be like, oh, sorry y'all, I gotta cancel, can't make it, something came up, kind of thing. So like I said, I hope everyone nope, not trying to go that way. Like I said, I hope y'all can understand. We're just not there yet. One day. Let's see. Saskatchewan says, we have a big air drill seeder in Saskatchewan. We have 980 84-foot Seahawk Vaderstad air drill seeder on our grain farm. Whoo, boy. I like the 7810 is my favorite, and I used to live in Germany. Oh, wow. What part of Germany there, Saskatchewan? Let's see. Let's go ahead, and I think it was this way. Yes, it was this way, and then we make a left just after this tree line. That's right. Hey, see? We're learning. We're learning this map. We're getting there. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. Easy there. Easy there, Speedy. Slow down. Let's see. Can I fold this out without clipping anything? Nope, probably not. Nope, definitely not. Oops. All right. Well. Nope. Reverse. All right. Now. Now we're talking. Let's see. The Black Forest area. I used to have a girlfriend in Germany. She had Down syndrome. Okay. And single now. So sorry to hear that, bud. Going to find new girlfriend, hopefully. Hey, you know what? I am a big time believer that there's somebody out there for everybody, kind of thing. You just gotta, open yourself up and, enjoy those experiences as they come along, kind of thing. It was funny. I was actually, my wife and I, we were talking the other day. We were talking about how when we first met, and we used to work together at an office that we still work for the same company, but we used to work in the office, way back when, like it'd be over what, 12 years now, 12, 13 years, and we were talking about how she ended up trying to set up the first time that we would kind of meet outside of work. And she kind of went through her sister to kind of, have me come over and hang out. And we all kind of, just kind of had a little party outside of work. And it was like her way of kind of getting me outside of the office and to kind of gauge how I acted outside of work, kind of thing. Because she was very much interested in me, in the office, but she wanted to kind of see how I'd be, in the kind of everyday. And anybody who knows me, I'm extremely quiet. I'm very, especially in like social situations. I'm a listener. I listen to what people say, and then only if I have something that's going to add value to the conversation do I add it, kind of thing. So, which means most of the time I'm very much quiet, and a lot of people will unfortunately misinterpret that as me being either standoffish or cold, and it's certainly not my intention. It's just, like I said, I do more listening than I do talking, which is kind of counterintuitive for what I'm doing here on YouTube. But it's one of those that when I'm around people, especially when I'm around people that I'm not familiar with, I tend to do more listening to kind of, allow them to drive the conversation, kind of thing. So when I'm sitting there, I'm just kind of listening to what everyone's saying and filling in the blanks and whatnot. And occasionally I'll say something that's humorous or funny. Like I tend to do pretty good one-liners, kind of thing, especially when I'm in social situations I'm not familiar with. So at the time, though, I was I was dating around, trying to find love in all the wrong places, unfortunately. And anybody from America is familiar with an app called and who have been in the dating world, I should say, would be familiar with an app called Plenty of Fish. I was on that site a long time ago, and at the same time when she was starting to show interest in me. And at the time I was talking to this girl that I had met from that site, and she was just blowing me up that night, just texting me every couple of seconds. And I was, texting her back, and I was starting to get frustrated with it because I'm at this kind of party, but I'm also not wanting to ignore her, kind of thing, because there was again kind of a new thing. I'd met her a few times, and we were kind of hanging out, kind of thing. So it was just one of those that I didn't want her to think that I was just kind of blowing her off, kind of thing. Well, and again, I didn't know that I was there for kind of the interview, quote unquote. So one of the things that my wife will tell in regards to me is I'm one of the most oblivious people, especially when it comes to women. Um, I guess she was giving me all the social cues that she was interested in me, both in the office and whatnot. I'm just oblivious to that kind of stuff. It just never would have occurred to me that that somebody would hold that kind of interest, kind of thing. So so I'm sitting there, and I'm occasionally texting this girl back, and all this stuff, and I'm driving my wife nuts. I'm driving her absolutely nuts because all she wants is for me to engage and be a part of the party, kind of thing, so she can kind of scope me out, kind of thing. And every once in a while I'm looking at my phone, texting, whatnot, and eventually I get to the point where I'm sick and tired of having my attention broken off into multiple different directions. So I stop texting the other girl back, kind of thing, and just let her kind of sit there and text my phone, and I'll text her back when I can, kind of thing. And and finally my wife is, or at the time she wasn't my wife, but then she's finally got my attention, my undivided attention. So she's sitting there kind of engaging with me, she's flirting with me a little bit, and all that stuff. And obviously everything worked out just fine because hey, we're married, and are have been happily married for over 10 years now. So so it's one of those kind of funny stories that I always like to tell and kind of call myself out on. But yeah, no, just one of those just good times, just good times. Anyways, let's see what we got going on here. Whoa, easy. Oh, we got Saskatchewan got a whole bunch of deleted messages there. So apparently things are going up, and I'm either taking too long to read them or or something. Sorry about that. Anyways, let's see. So we have got all the bales made. Let's get all this equipment washed and put this away. Then let's grab the trailer and pick them up and put them into the chemistry set, and that way we can just kind of go from there. We don't have to do anything in particular other than deliver the hay and silage to their respective locations. Ooh, just everything's dirty. Bad war in Israel. Yeah, no, it's not going good for anybody over there. So let's see. We are gonna go ahead and finish cleaning these up, and then we're gonna drop them off and put them to bed. I tell you what, that is one of the coolest, oh, I shouldn't say coolest, but one of the neater and I think underrated features of this game is the whole paint chipping from all the equipment from use, kind of thing. Like you can see all the rollers, like all the paint's kind of flaking off, and it's just that kind of wear and tear. I like that. I think that's kind of cool. And Saskatchewan says, well, see you later. Well, Saskatchewan, hope you have a fantastic night. We will see you again some other time. Take care. Let's see. Let's drop this. Nope, we got to put that away. Then drop it off. Now we can fold that away. There we go. Do something like that. Let's see. And then, here we go. Perfect. Oops, 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 oops. Easy, easy. There we go. Now we're talking. Let's go get that bale trailer and get all these bales. Then we'll see. You know what? Let's do this. Let's go get a starting point. Let's figure out where we're at. And even though both the hay and silage are running, we'll see where we kind of finish at with everything. I know we're going to be over 2 million liters, but where in that above 2 million liter range are we going to be? I'm rather curious. So let's see. Let's stop here. Right now we're at 1.7 million liters. Okay? Let's remember that number, 1.7 million. And then let's see where we get to once we get all the bales collected and put into the chemistry set. Like I said, I know that they're going to be chugging along and actually processing, but one of those where it'd just be kind of cool to see where we end up. Let's see. Let's go here. There we go. See, now I'm rather curious as to what Saskatchewan was saying there in the chat that he had to delete all the messages. I'm going to review that later. Alright, so we've got all the bales. Looks like we got all of them here. Perfect, perfect. There we go. Oops. Let's get one more bale and then drop it off right over here. Yeah, we are just chugging along. I love it. Just absolutely love it. Because we're really getting this farm under control. We just need to get some barley. So once we get that barley field all taken care of and we can finally, once and for all take care of our chickens, then we'll be really in a good place. I'm just going to leave this gate open. If I'm going to be coming back and forth, might as well. Boop. Just give the bales a little kiss. Just a small kiss. There we go. Let's see, what do we got? Oops, hey. And that is why you don't read and drive at the same time. Oh, hey, easy. Alright, all the bales from here are done. There we go. And then that. Let's go ahead and drop this off. Perfect. Tell you what, Anybody out there right now, go ahead and lock in your guess as to what we're going to be at after we drop off all the bales. Me personally, I have no clue. No clue where I think we're going to be at. I know we're going to be over 2 million. Maybe, I'm guessing 2.6. Let's say 2.6 million. When everything's said and done. That would give us like 9-ish million, I think. Oops. Let's go back. There we go. Or like 900,000 is what I'm guessing between the contracts and my fields here. There we go. Perfect. Got everything there. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a partial stacks over here. There we go. Get that. So far, we are really rocking and rolling. We are getting this done. There we go. And bloop. Perfect. Then we got to come back for 1 and a partial stack. Go. All right, let's get that last little bit over at the other field across the street, and then we'll get the contracts. Then we'll drop off what they're required to have dropped off. Like I said, one's hay, and I believe the hay is for the farm here, and then the silage is over at the over by the animal dealer, so not too far in the ways of transporting. Like I said, go ahead and lock in your numbers. Let me know what you think, because I am curious on what people out there think that we're going to have in the ways of grass after everything's said and done. Like I said, when we checked, when we first started, we had 1.7 million liters. Do you think we're going to be at 2.5? Do you think we're going to be at 3 million? Let me know what you think. Drop this off, and then we're going to go get the rest of the bales. Oof. I'm caught up. There we go. Now let's go ahead and head to the contract field. Just because of the long trailer, we're going to avoid going through our farm there because of the tight turn that's involved. And I don't want to run over our corn, and then all of a sudden we have, you know, dead plants. Don't want to do that. So I'm going to take a drink just really fast. All right. I had to get a drink, and then I had to clear my throat a little bit, and wanted to spare everybody's ears and sensibilities, so I muted the mic. All right. So here's our first contract. Let's see what we got in the ways of this one. Let's turn that on. That. Bloop. Bloop. There we go. We are just chugging along. Let's see. So we do have a stack in the back. Alright, so we're gonna have to come back to this field. No avoiding that. That's alright. Okay, here we go. So another full trailer. We'll pick up the rest of what's there at 45 when we come back, and then hopefully we'll have enough room on this trailer. We'll be able to just make one final run. We'll be done with the contracts, and I think what we'll end up doing is skip to the next day, because there's no more contracts, there's no more work. Well, no, that's actually not true. We could lime and fertilize the fields once again, to be able to get them back up to par and have our precision score remain high. Ooh, speaking of which, let's go. 77, 77, 80, and 80. Nice. That's our overall. 61 is our overall score. So, not that bad, actually. And once these fields get harvested, then those scores should come up too. So all in all, it will be good to see where we end up. There we go. Alright, let's see if we got what it takes to do just one more trip. Let's see. Wish me luck. Okay. Making our way back. We're almost there. Once we get there, we'll see what we got. We got 1 and a partial stack left. Will we have enough space to be able to get all this on one more trailer load? I hope. I hope. Let's see, yep, we've got this turned on. There's the partial. Right here. And then, oops. Here's the full. Alright, so we've got 5. Whoa, easy there. Jeepers creepers. What are you doing? Ay, ay, ay. Oh, this way. And then we had long. Oh, I love the landscape on this. This map and its landscape is just breathtakingly good. Nope, 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 nope. That's not where I want to go. Not where I want to go. Over here is where I want to go. And then I make a right. Like I said, the road network on this map is so intricate and it's so like difficult by design that it's easy to get lost. It's really easy. Here we go. All right, moment of truth. What do we got going on here? Oh, we're going to be cutting it close. Actually, I don't think we have enough room. I think we're going to have to make another trip. Yep. Gonna need to make another trip. Oh well. I was hoping we would be able to prevent that, but not a huge deal. Let's see if we can snake our way through the farm here. Oh yeah, look at us go. It's like we actually know what we're doing here. Love it. Love it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Easy, easy. And just started giving myself a compliment there, like we actually knew what we were doing, and now I'm looking like a novice. Just running into things. You know, that's something else I think would be really, really cool. I've noticed like PC and Mac players, they have the ability to use like the steering wheel and the joysticks and all that stuff. That would be a really cool thing to do, is be able to use the steering wheel, the foot pedals, the joystick to control any of the controller arms, like for front loaders or telehandlers, whatever. Just, oh, that would be so fantastic of a setup. And there was one person in particular I saw, they had probably one of the most intricate setups I've ever seen, that not only did they have, you know, the joystick, the steering wheel, the foot pedals, the whole 9 yards, but they also had these massive, massive screens in front of them, and they were all like towered right next to each other, like one on top of the other kind of thing, and it made it look like three-dimensional. So when he was in first person view, like it looked like you were actually in that piece of equipment. That's how like detailed this setup was. It was insane. Like I don't know who it was. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, but now I kind of wish I did, just so I could just give them a shout out for having just such an insane setup. Like, you're probably talking, just in the monitors and in the kind of peripheral equipment alone, probably, I don't know, two to $4,000 worth of equipment just in that periphery stuff alone, not including the game, not including the computer, none of that, just the periphery and the monitors. And the monitors are a vast majority of that, because these monitors were huge. They were huge. Like, the individual monitors were probably every bit of, I don't know, 30 to 40 inches wide kind of thing. And like I said, I think, if I remember right, they had like 4 monitors, like, squished together to where it looked like you were legitimately in the cabin of, at this particular scene, they were doing, what was it? They were doing work on, it was a tree harvester. It was a tree harvester. So they were sitting there using all the equipment, and, up and down on the joystick was up and down on the control arm for the harvester. They had the steering wheel to be able to move it around, and, backwards, forwards. They had a gear shifter to be able to, shift into, first through fourth, or however many gears there were. I mean, honestly, might have been just forward and reverse for all I knew, and just missed that level of granularity in the detail. That is certainly a possibility. So let's go ahead and pick up these last couple of bales and then get them back to the farm and figure out what we have in the way of product. Okay, we're back here. Let's pick up these last couple of bits. Bloop. All right, is that everything? Just those 3? Yeah, I guess so. All right, well, let's take these back to the farm and figure out what our final count is. I don't see anybody commented as to what they think the final number is going to be. So like I said, I'm thinking about 2526 is what my best guess is. Because you figure we had all 4 of our fields plus 2 contracts. Let's see, so let's go ahead and snake our way through this driveway. This is a very narrow driveway. Holy smokes. Oops. Went to go grab my water off the floor real quick. Should be paying attention to my driving, not the getting the water. All right, we're almost there. We almost have a moment of truth. Let's see. Come on, Valtra. What do we got going? Oh, so I tell you what. So 2 things. First off, let me go ahead and give a shout out to my channel members. Starting with my Tier 2s, Mark K. Thank you so much for being a Tier 2 member. I greatly appreciate you. And that is it. That is all my Tier 2s at the moment. If you are interested in becoming a channel member, go ahead and check out the link below in the description, or on the main channel page there is a join button that will get you the kind of sneak peek look at what we have to offer. And starting with our tier 1s, we have, well, here, let's do this real quick and then take a look. I was close. 2.464 million. Oh, so close. Anyways, if you check out the link in the description or the join button on the main channel page, you can get a sneak peek as to what it is that we have to offer. Starting with our tier 1s. Tier 1, you get access to things such as early access to edited content, such as our channel shorts or our Let's Play series. You also get access to custom badges, custom emojis, and that is it for our tier 1s. Our tier 2s gets everything I just mentioned before, plus the shoutouts. So if any of those interest you, tier 1s start out at 99 cents a month, and tier 2 starts out at $4.99 a month. And all the money that is generated from that helps to sustain and grow the channel going forward into the future. So like I said, if you can, I greatly appreciate it, but certainly do understand if you cannot. Want to also give a shout out to all of the rest of my channel members. Greatly appreciate every single one of you, as well as all of my subscribers. Are rapidly approaching 1,300 subscribers. Oh, cannot believe it. Cannot wait to cross that threshold. You know, we're going to be sending out a another thank you video for when we get up to 1,500 subscribers. That's the next marker that we're shooting for. So before we were shooting for every 100 subscribers, now we're going to go up to, I think, every 500 subscribers for a little while, until we can set a new benchmark. Let's see, let's turn that on, and we have to go get the global goods pallet real quick and make our deliveries. So no, the other thing I wanted to make mention is so I think I started talking about it earlier, but I think I trailed off. Made some fantastic dinner tonight. Holy smokes. And I mean that literally. Holy smokes. My father had an old electric smoker, and when he moved onto the property, he ended up basically letting me have it and let me use it whenever I wanted to. I mean, it's basically just set up, with our outdoor, cooking equipment and whatnot. So one of those that basically, became mine. Well, I decided, you know what? How about I end up using it tonight? And I end up smoking a whole chicken. And let me tell you what, that turned out to be one of the juiciest, most delicious birds I have ever cooked ever. It was fantastic. Oh, wow. It was just Colonel Who. It was delicious. Oh my goodness. Ended up putting on a bit of dry rub onto it before putting it into the smoker. Smoked it with some pecan wood. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. It was good. So good. Loved it. And my brother-in-law, who's in town right now, he ended up having it too. And ooh, he was put it to you this way, he wasn't saying too much at dinner time because he was too busy eating. and anybody who cooks, anybody who especially anybody who enjoys to cook, knows that is one of the best compliments that you can give a chef or somebody that cooks for you, is not to say a word. If you are sitting there quiet as can be and all you're doing is just, smacking your lips and eating your dinner kind of thing, or eating your meal, that is the best compliment you can give to a chef or somebody who's cooking for you. And it's one of those that me personally, I always hear the silence. I always hear it. Because I know if it's a quiet room, if it's a silent room, then you know that something's preoccupying them, and you know that what it is that's preoccupying them is the meal. Let's see. Now let's go ahead and drive this around over here. So like I said, I'm pretty certain. Yep, there we go. Contract 70, 20% completed. So yeah, we'll just dump everything we have here out onto the out for the sell point, or for the contract, that is, and then it'll complete the contract. We'll dump everything left back into the facility here, and we'll just kind of go from there. So figure we got a lot accomplished today. We got the 4 main fields here at the farm, and we got 2 contract fields. So 6 total fields mowed, baled, and transported. 6 total fields. It's not bad. Yeah, see, now we're putting back in. So that field's done, or that contract's done. Once we get this all put back in, we'll then grab the silage, we'll go down the street, dump off the silage, and then we will be kind of good to go from there. Let's see, let's just check something out just real quick. Oh yeah, okay, perfect. All right, 67,000. Come on, empty out, empty out. Oh, by the way, anybody who's watching this right now, because it has gone quite rather silent on the chat there, but anybody who's watching this, let me know, does anybody notice any sort of quality difference in the video right now? I went out and purchased a new cable for the Elgato that I used for streaming and that I used for recording. I was having some issues with my other cable, and this one, I mean, obviously it's working. I'm live right now, so I know that it works. But is there any kind of quality difference? Because I went out and I found a really good high quality cable, or at least that was one that was claimed to be good high quality, and everything I was reading about it was really good. So I just wanted to know if there was any kind of noticeable difference between what the old setup was. So using last night's stream as an example versus tonight's stream. Those would be like the kind of, cutoff points. Because after last night's stream, I ended up ordering it because of the issues I would have prior to last night's stream that I didn't really discuss. All right, well, we're almost full. We're almost there. You know what? I think, what field was this for? This is 45. Which one's 45? Oh, that was the bigger field. All right, yeah, I'll fill it up. I'll fill it up. I was hoping to kind of take a little shortcut, and it's like, nah, that's fine. We'll just go. We'll just go. And it's like, no, that's the bigger of the 2 fields. So we might want to just go ahead and have a full basket, so we don't short ourselves. Have to make a second trip for no reason other than, wanting to try and save time. All right, 180, 190. All right, 10,000 more, and there we go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, let's go and drop this off. Let's see. So this is over by the animal dealer. So we're just going to drive right up to it and then just start dumping out. We'll be good to go. Okay, we'll pull in here. And let's see what we got going. There we go. There, perfect. So now let's see what we got going on here. Have to keep a close eye on the cash, make sure we don't start just selling off things needlessly. You know what? It might not be a bad idea just to take what we have left over and put it into the biogas plant. That might not be a bad idea. Alright, what we got? We got 60,000 liters so far. $70,000. Come on. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. All right, we were a little slow on that, but that's okay. 120,000 that we can take up to the biogas plant. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's just take it up there. And we made an extra grand. When everything's said and done, we made an extra grand. Why not? Let's see. Let's do boom, boom. An extra 23,000, almost 24,000. Yeah, 24,000. Hey, we're back over 2 million. Booyah! Nice. Nice. Love it. Love it. Like I said, just the other day, the Dr. Evil just came, into my head. Now it kind of rocketed right back. $1 million. And now we have $2 million. With a little pinky to the lip. Such a good movie. Such a funny movie. Let's see. Let's go dump this out there, and then we will be pretty good from there, I think. Let's see. Coming up here on the left, that'll be the biogas plant. Let's see, right here. Perfect. Let's raise this up a bit. And there it goes. Now let's go back to, nope. Let's go back to this. Nope, to this. Boop. There we go. Nice. We'll get more methane. We'll get, oh, you know what we could do? We have 162,000 liters of methane right now. We've got the transport pallet. We could sell it off real quick. Why not? Yeah, let's go ahead and sell it. We'll sell that off. We'll produce more because we're popping in 100 and some odd thousand liters here. Let's see. Let's go check this out. Go check out our cheese. Got any cheese? I got plenty of cheese. Love it. Let's see. That's chugging along. The pellets. That's kind of, sort of going because of the straw situation we've found ourselves in. Very silly. Completely forgetting that the biogas plant takes straw. We got, let's see, 210,000 liters of furniture, 277,000 liters of pellets. Holy smokes. And we still have another month. We have to finish out June in order to to collect. Yeah, look at that. There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, let's go and fill up the methane, which is right over here. And there we go. Let's go ahead and take out all the methane here. We'll sell it all off, and we'll be in a really good spot. You figure 160,000 liters of methane will give us, I mean, nothing to turn our nose up to, certainly. 1,535 per 1,000 liters. So gonna be, yeah, doing all right. We're gonna do all right. Couple 100,000, I think. What, like 150, 200,000, give or take, plus the environmental bonus, because why not? Just gotta wait for this to fill up. We're getting there. We're getting there. Another 100,000 liters. So close. So close. Oh man, 80,000. Another 80,000. $60. We're getting there. We're getting there. It takes a while. You're talking 160,000 liters of product is a lot of product, so it takes it a little bit to get up there. But once it does, whoo boy, selling it off is gonna be a big payday. Big payday. Methane is the only one right now where I've really not been paying any attention to the fluctuation in prices, because the fluctuation isn't that big of a deal. Like, you look at it, $1,534, and we're $500 over that. And we're in June right now, which is one of the lowest months. We're not, I mean, yeah, it doesn't make sense not to just go ahead and do it, kind of thing. Oh, about 10,000 more. Oh, so close, so close. Come on. Yes. Perfect. Oops, 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 oops. Apparently we got bumper cars going on here. Bumper tractors. And swish. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Yeah, so like, I think it's what, like 240-ish million is roughly what we're going to be seeing. So probably closer to 250 when everything's said and done. Nice $250,000. Not going to turn that down. Not going to turn that down ever. Let's see. So we've got about halfway done. So close, so close. Yeah, see, look at that. 269,000. And we're still rocketing up there and climbing. Ugh, love it, love it, love it, love it. $30,000 left. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're so close. So close. And wow, look at that. $250,000 is like really close to it. Plus an extra $8,000 in the environmental score bonus. Like, yes, 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 yes. Love it, love it, love it. But I think that's going to be a good place to leave it. We got a lot accomplished. We got all those fields taken care of, and we got all the methane there at the biogas plant all sold off. So, yeah, I think we're going to be pretty good going forward here. $2.25 million. Yeah, I think we can afford a few things here and there. But I really hope that you enjoyed tonight's live stream. If you did, please show them by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy you doing that shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day, night, evening, wherever you are in the world. Take care.